What is good, everybody? Hopefully, everyone had a good day. It's morning on my side. Um, Doing a little bit of cardio, and we'll also be answering some questions that I got from Facebook. If anybody has any questions, you can just drop them in the chat. Fitness related and anything else in between. While I do this little bit of cardio, probably gonna be doing just 20 minutes. Just 20 minutes. I think I'm gonna call it, I always preach that as a bodybuilder, one of the main reasons why you should do cardio. There's a lot of other reasons, but one of the main reasons I encourage for you to do cardio is you don't want cardiovascular failure to come before muscular failure. Let me explain for the whatever time. You want, when you're at the gym lifting weight, you want your muscles to be the one that fails, or to be the one that says that we cannot go on any longer. We don't want for you to struggling to breathe or to have acid build up. Now we can't continue while your muscles still feel good to go. So you want to reach muscular failure before you can reach cardiovascular failure. And then this is the reason now for the cardio that you need to sort of also work your cardiovascular cardio system to make sure that during your sessions it also in tip top and does not fail before you can reach muscular failure. As you are lifting weight, you're trying to build muscle, do anything that is gonna disturb that process of building muscle. So let's get to questions from Facebook. Got a couple of questions. Let's see. Where are these questions? I took screenshots of the questions. But if anyone has any question, just put them in the chat. I'll definitely do my best to answer or give my take on that question. Okay, let's see. Caitlin asked, the biggest tip for someone starting to work out. What is the biggest tip I would give someone who's starting to work out? I think if you're starting to work out, there is a phenomenon that is called beginner's luck or new gains luck. There's a thing that is the phrase or the sort of beginner's luck. It is phrased or it goes like this: the first month of your training, most likely without any enhancement, you will the gains that you're gonna make in that first month, you will never experience those gains ever. Cause with gaining muscles, it diminishes over time. So I would say to someone who's starting to train is that maximize that first month, those beginner luck gains by adopting a training philosophy that is geared towards your goal. If your goal is to gain muscle, I would advocate for high intensity training. Mike Mense, Dorian Yeat, taking each working set to failure. That would be my recommendation. If the person's goal is to gain muscle, there's a lot of other methods or philosophies that you can follow, but if you want to keep it simple, Mike Mentor, Dorian Yeat, follow their philosophy to gain maximum weight. And it's 2026, so there's machines that are well researched and all of that will definitely help to prevent injuries. Because if you look at Dorian's history, or if you look at how his career went, there was a decent amount of injuries that he suffered. I believe most likely because of free weight, or most likely of less modern machines. So now if you do that high intensity training but with modern machines, you will definitely be able to stay injury free and gain quality muscles. Quality. So that would be my tip to somebody who is a beginner at the gym, is that take advantage of the first month of training of those beginner new gains that you gain that first month, and keep it simple. That's another one. When it comes to your diet and your training, keep it simple. If your gym has a lot of machines, a lot of everything, keep it simple. Don't try and do everything. For example, now for chest, you don't need to complicate chest. You need flat movement, you need an incline movement, you need flies. With those three, that's a good foundation. Personally, I like to add dips. That's my personal favorite movement for chest. Dips are described by Mike Mentor as the squats of the upper body. And if you ever seen those gymnasts, how much gains they have on their chest and arms, and then those guys, most of them, they spend a lot of time on the deep position where they're hanging, and then they're just using the upper body to balance themselves. And then you see the amount of gains. And then most of them, I've read that they don't really do normal training, so they just get their gains from that hanging on that deep position, or dips position. So I think there will be another thing, or it's just a side thing, but keep it simple when it comes to training and diet. Diet is how you keep it simple. Protein, carbs, veggies, good quality fat. You can't go wrong with that. Good quality fat includes olive oil, avocados, nuts. Those are quality fat. Protein, chicken, beef, turkey, whatever. Carbs, rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes. You keep it simple. And then when it comes to measuring food as a beginner, I would not put the stress. You can just eat decent amount, decent portions. If the food is quality, you will definitely see some changes. And then you can worry about portions or measuring them later. I wouldn't say worry about that, early. You can worry about that later. Okay, let's see what other questions. From Facebook, here's another question. What do you eat in a day, and how many meals do you have in a day? Okay, me personally, I eat, excuse me for rubbing my eyes, I eat 4 meals a day. Those who have seen my previous videos, my previous lives, that I do intermittent fasting for about 16 to 18 hours a day. And then when I break my fast with 4 boiled eggs, slice of bread, and an apple is how I break my fast in the afternoon. Then after that I have a bowl of porridge, and then most of the times that is when I go to gym. It's about 6 or 7, so I break my fast around. The earliest I break my fast is at 4, and then sometimes I break it at 6. But if I'm not breaking at 4, and then I can go to gym at about 6, after 6, after having porridge, and then after that I have fried fried rice. So that's about 3 eggs and about 2 cups or 3 cups of rice. And then after that I have some rice and some chicken and some veggies. So that is 4 meals. And then if I have a protein shake, I have a protein shake after the session or somewhere there. But I don't really depend a lot on protein shakes. Creatine, that is my number one, my everyday supplement. Thank you to everyone who's watching. You can just drop it in the chat if you have any questions, or you can just drop it in the chat just to show, just let me know where you're watching from. Thank you, I appreciate you. If you're new, kindly subscribe and do all the nice things. If you're returning, truly appreciate you. So that is my meals for the day. Let's see what else we have. Question from Facebook. The person asks, what is your bench PR? I think maybe I've been traumatized with the bench accidents or the bench injuries that I've seen over time. So with that, I do not barbell bench. I do not do that. I can do machine, flat bench machine, or I do dumbbell flat. And then my PR on the dumbbell flat is 55 kilograms. I did 4 reps. Quality of the reps decent, but it was not better than when I do 50 kilograms. So I can say with the perfect form that I'm happy about, and minimum of 4 to 6 reps is 50 kilograms. If they had it in my gym, maybe a 52 and a half, I think I'd also do that perfectly. But at my gym, as soon as you get to 50, it doesn't move in 2 kilograms. It moves now with 50, 55, 60, 65. I think 65 at one of my gym that I go to. I think that is their max, because I go to, okay, so where I stay, there is a franchise gym that if you have membership, you can go to any of them. So one of the branches max is 55, which I've done, which I really felt good about. I was able to bench their max. I felt good, like, okay, so now what is next? I really felt good about that. And that other branch of the same franchise, the heaviest is 60 and 65. I've done 60s before, but I was not happy about the quality. So I can say if I was a power lifter, I would take the 60s as my max, because I was able to move it, but I was not happy about the quality of the rep. But as a bodybuilder, where the goal is to stimulate the muscle, it's not just to move the weight. The goal is not to move the weight. The goal is to stimulate the muscle and you build the muscle. With that, I'll take 50s as my PR, because that was maximum effort, heavy weight, good quality. I felt I stimulated the muscle. I did not just move the weight. It was in the chest. It was, majority was felt in the chest. So that is my take on the flat bench. I don't do it. I can do incline bench, but with that I need a spotter. So I prefer to do machines when it comes to incline, but flat dumbbell, I don't do that. Probably the trauma from the injuries, and a lot of bodybuilding legends, they don't encourage or they don't speak well of flat dumbbell, flat barbell or flat bench. So that is my take on the bench PR. Let's see what other questions we have from Facebook. Okay, I think this will be the last one, as I've been on this bike now for about almost 20 minutes. I think the goal was just to get 20 minutes in, get the heart rate up, warm up a little bit, fight off the fatigue so I can finish my work. So I think I've achieved that, and also answer questions and go spend some time with my subscribers. Thank you so much for the support. And then to the 10 of you all who are watching, thank you. And then thank you to those who will be watching the video after I've posted it. For any question, just drop them in the chat. Those who are watching, if you're new, kindly subscribe if you can. Appreciate you returning. Definitely appreciate you. Those who don't know, my name is DemoticCele, bodybuilder, fitness coach, nutritionist. So for any questions, any assistance you may need, you can just email me. You can just take the username or take the my name, DemoticCele@gmail.com. Put me an email. Definitely we're gonna talk, free consultation, all those nice things. You can be organized. Okay, so last question from I think Kerley. What is the most underrated exercise that has given you the best result? I don't know if it's underrated or not, but I would say for me, an exercise that I felt has given me considerable amount of gains, and perhaps previously I did not give it a chance, or I have sort of put it second to other exercises, is the barbell military press. Like you can see, my shoulder width, you can see, that I am definitely getting wider, as you can see. And then this is all thanks to military press with the barbell. So military press, it's this one, then you're pressing in front of your face, not behind. The behind, for me, it feels a bit uncomfortable. So if I'm gonna try to hit that behind, I prefer to do it with dumbbells, where there's a lot of, sort of room to sort of, move it around. It's not locked in, behind. So with the barbell military press in the front, I've definitely, over the past couple of months, the more I do it, the more I feel that, the shoulders width, it's definitely, as you can see from, this angle, that is definitely getting wider. So, that exercise, I think it's one of the exercises that definitely gave me a lot of benefits, a lot of gains recently. I never, or it was never, I didn't rate it highly previously. I was more of, dumbbells. But the barbell military press has definitely showed me that it's definitely an essential exercise if you're trying to build that with wide shoulders. So that is the exercise that I felt that has given me considerable amounts of gains, and it's not underrated, as I said, but for me, I did not rate it highly until recently. It's possible that maybe it almost felt as a new exercise because I've never done it consistently for the longest time. And if you've watched the video from the beginning, you would recall that I mentioned something about beginners gains, the phenomenon that you gain a lot of muscle in your first month of training, and then you cannot replicate that because when it's come to gaining muscles, it diminishes over time. So now I feel now that the military press, since I'm doing consistently, I am perhaps maybe benefiting from beginners luck gains, because maybe my body is recognizing it as something new that I've never done before. So it's activating sort of newer muscles. So I think that is the muscle or the exercise for me that has gotten me decent amount of gains recently. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's watching. Kindly subscribe if you're new, returning, appreciate you. I do these lives regularly while I'm doing my cardio and answering questions. For any questions, pop them in the chat, or you can just pop it in the chat to tell me where you're watching from. But if there's no questions, thank you so much. Definitely gonna see you soon. Have a good one.